Namaste, yogis. What is up? I'm DeAndre, and somehow you landed here 30 days of yoga. We are going to get it this next 30 days, and I'm so excited to have you guys. So, one thing's first, today will be about sun salutations. We're going to do sun salutation A and sun salutation B. Nothing else really. The reason why, because I feel like sun salutations are the foundation for anything else that we're going to be doing that's active in this next 30 days. So if you need to warm up, if you need to just get on your mat, sun salutations are always the perfect thing. We will break down chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Let's do this. I'll see you soon. Let's get on the mat. Let's start with child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart. Just a little bit of grounding before we start to get into the activities. I actually like to warm up my knees because I'm very tight in my knees and my thighs, so I just like to shake it side to side through the hips, allowing the forehead to come down to the mat. If the forehead can't come to the floor, maybe you place a block underneath it. If you can, pressing through the hands, feel the hips press back a little bit more to the heels, softening the shoulder, softening the jaw, the teeth and the tongue. Have such a grateful heart. We get to practice. We get to move into this absolute gift of a body. So anything that happens on your mat in these next 30 days, whatever you discover, I just want you to let it be growth. Let it be discovery. Let it be exploration. There's nothing you can do wrong here. This is our time to be. Take a rib cage expanding, inhale through the nose. And a big exhale out the mouth. Deep inhale once again. And let it all go. Last time, deepest inhale of your day. And give it away. We'll slowly start to come forward into tabletop pose, shoulders over the wrist and the hips over the knees. Move the spine in every single direction that you could think of to begin with. It's becoming fluid like waves, like a snake, like water. Can't have such a stiff practice, right? Be silly, be weird. Maybe the hips press back, maybe they come forward, a little bit of a seal stretch. Before we get into anything, we're gonna do a really quick wrist warm up because we are gonna be on our wrists with chaturangas and things like that. We wanna make sure that we're protecting. Allow the fingers to face forward and the fingertips to spread a good distance away from each other. I want you to rotate the forearms back and forth just to get the forearms and the connection to the fingers warm. If you want a little bit more, you can actually scrunch the knuckles just a bit, pressing through every single individual finger. Another foundational tip here is to make sure that when we are a downward facing dog or when we're in chaturanga, anything like that, is we want to make sure that the fingers are spread a good distance away from each other. Why? Because when the fingers are closed, there's less of connection through the whole entire arm. So when we're moving into things like chaturanga, downward facing dog, doing them like this, it throws the body off balance. You want to make sure that you have some separation. So next thing that we'll do for the wrist is turning the fingers back to face the knees. Knees are underneath the hips. And I just want you to rock back very gently, back and forth. On the way back, you might even lift the heel of the hand a little bit and press through your fingers, which will make you come forward. Breath is even, deep, and free. If you want to move into Ujjayi, it sounds something like an ocean. The inhales through the throat, actually through the nose, but it feels like it's coming through the throat. The exhales like you're fogging up a mirror with your lips sealed together. Sit back onto your feet and curl the toes. And if this absolutely sucks in the way that curling toes here, because I know when I first did it, I was like, whoa, this ain't happening. So you can also just do tops of the feet or manage the pain by leaning forward a little bit. I want you to reach the hands up to the ceiling and open and close the hands as fast as you can. We are doing this for 10, doing this for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Release the feet. Bring your fists together. Make fist. Don't let the fingers leave the palms. From here, backs of the hands press into the ground. I want you to round into your spine. Try to straighten out your arms. Woo! Definitely been texting too damn much. If you type or text a lot, you are definitely going to feel this in the forearms. Doing this for 3. We're here for 2. And then 1, slowly release the fingers. We're going to find ourselves in downward facing dog, lifting hips to the ceiling, essentially just making a V shape with the body, the hip creases pulling upwards. You're drawing your head through your shoulders, gaze towards your belly button. And if you need to walk the knees back and forth or sway the hips side to side, please do. Anything to get yourself a little bit more connected. If you're feeling tight in your shoulders, I want you to turn the fingers out slightly. Otherwise, really try to get the middle finger to face forward. On your next inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward. And the next exhale, tiptoe or walk, step, right foot, left foot to the front of the mat. If you're too tight to get the fingers to the floor, you can always keep your hands at your shins here. Inhale, lengthen, lift the heart away from the thighs, pressing your hands into your shins. And then exhale, folding over thighs. Inhale, reverse swan dive, bring the palms together. And then exhale, hands down to the heart space. So here we're starting in Tadasana, standing mountain pose. The palms are spread a good distance away, or the palm is open. Fingers are spread a good distance away. The shoulders actually rolling down and back, but be careful of poking out the heart. I want you to try to draw the rib cage back in. There's a mindful squeezing of the inner thighs, and just imagine someone had their hands around your ears and pulled you up a little bit longer. Close the eyes. Just envision, set an intention. What do you want? Or why are you here on your mat? What are we going to get out of this? If anything, can we leave here with an open heart, a grateful heart? We're going to start with sun salutation A. Reopen the eyes. Inhale, sweeping the arms up to the ceiling, bring the palms together. Exhale, feel the hinge at the hips, folding over the thighs. Inhale, lengthen, scoop the belly button back, lift the heart forward. Shoulders actually come down the back. And then exhale, hands down to the mat, step it back, plank pose. So we're going to talk about chaturanga really quick. Chaturanga is one of the most, I would say, it hurts the most people in yoga. One of the most dangerous poses to do, because when we do them, I'll show you a few things that go wrong. Is we'll come forward, the shoulders will start to come down. There's just so much torque on the shoulders when you do this. Well, one thing that'll happen is the butt will start to lift up, the lower back caves, and again, we're lowering down, and we're just putting so much strain on the body that we don't need to. Another thing is the elbows going out, and then that trust, that like, oh, I'm on the ground. Ooh, I got there. We don't want that. And that's not going to build you strength. That's not going to keep your shoulders healthy. So in chaturanga, always think about the shoulders not going past the elbows. So inhale, you're going to come forward an inch or two. The exhale, you're lowering down halfway. Look at my elbows, look at my shoulder. They're in the same line. From there, tops of the feet press down. Upward facing dog. Think about the belly button coming forward. The shoulders rolling back. The tops of the feet pressing into the mat, lifting the kneecaps, and then rolling. over the toes, downward facing dog. So if that feels impossible, because it can, chaturanga is actually a really hard pose, drop the knees first, and then still the same concept of elbows and shoulders, make that transition. And we are back on track. Downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths, in and out of the nose if possible. On your next inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, step, walk, or you can even hop to the front of the mat, hands to the shins, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Head is heavy, inhale, reverse swan dive, bring the palms together. Exhale, hands down to the heart. Letting the hands fall back by the side. We'll do sun salutation A 2 more times. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hands to mat. Step it back, plank pose. Inhale, pause and plank round through the upper back. Exhale. Inhale, lean forward an inch or 2. Exhale, chaturanga, stopping halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog, lift the heart. Exhale, roll over toes, downward facing dog, hips to sky. If you're so tight in your hamstrings, the downward facing dog feels like everything you don't want to be a part of. Put a soft bit into your knees. Think about the tailbone lifting more. You don't have to have perfectly straight legs, and your heels don't have to touch the floor to be an amazing human being, guys. Practice as you are. On your next inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, step, walk, or hop. Inhale, lengthen, get long. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, bring the palms together. Exhale, fold right back over thighs. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hands to mat, step it back, lower it down. Same exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, roll over toes. 5 deep breaths, inhale, and exhale out the nose. So I used to be really afraid of breathing loudly or just even making any type of noise because I thought I was annoying the people, but really, do you. If breathing with a little bit of sound makes you come to your practice, take the time to do you, guys. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, step, walk, or hop. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, bring the palms together. Exhale, hands down to your heart. Letting the hands fall by the sides. Now we're going to move into sun salutation B. Ooh, my favorite. Actually, it's one of my least favorite, and that's why I need to do it more. So we're starting in Utkatasana, chair pose. So feet together, legs together. Imagine there was a block in between your thighs, and you're just squeezing, firming inwards, like you were sitting back into a chair that you probably wish was there. Reach the arms up to the ceiling. One big thing that you can diagnose or just look at is when I look down, can I see my toes? If you can't see your toes, chances are the weight is too forward and you're putting too much pressure into the knees. So think about pulling the hips back. You don't have to go so damn deep. And relax the shoulders. So mindfully squeezing inner thighs. Gaze drishti maybe towards the pinky fingers. Turn them in slightly. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step it back, plank pose. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, we're going to move into warrior 1. So inhale, take your right leg to the sky. Exhale, slowly step right foot forward. Now, one thing that happens is the foot will get stuck. Just take your right hand behind your calf and help it forward. Plant your left heel flat, 45-degree angle. Rise up. Sweep the arms up to the ceiling. If you feel like your left hip can't turn forward, maybe you move your right foot to the right a little bit more, or you might even need to come into crescent lunge. Arms up to the ceiling. Again, like chair pose, turn pinkies in slightly. Draw the ribs in. Here for 2 more breaths. Knee is over the ankle. One more time, inhale. Exhale, hands to mat. Try to keep the exhale the whole entire time through vinyasa, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, roll over toes, downward facing dog. Left leg to the sky, inhale. Exhale, step left foot through. Plant right heel flat. Inhale to rise. You are strong. You are a strong and worthy human being. I promise it. Notice if when you start to sink deeper, are you crunching into your lower back? Can you keep it all pulled in? Here for 2 more breaths. Try to press into the outer edge of that right foot rather than big toe. One more time, inhale. Exhale through the whole duration of the vinyasa or 2 chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, roll over toes, downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths. Shake it out. Shake out your life. What a beautiful day to be alive, guys. What a beautiful home we have. On your next inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, step, walker hop. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Drop the hips back. Sweep the arms up. Take an inhale. Hello, thighs. Exhale, straighten out the arms. We'll do one more sun salutation, B, and then we'll take it onto the mat. Back to chair pose, sweeping the arms up. Pull back into the hips. We're going to hold this for a little bit longer than you're going to want. But say hello to those thighs. Lift the toes, all 10 toes off the ground. And then see if you can only press down through your big toe. Yeah, a little weird. And then maybe all the toes press down ground. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hands to mat. Step it back. Same exhale. You're moving down. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, roll over toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg to sky. Exhale, step right foot forward. Plant left heel flat. Inhale to rise. Reach it up. Exhale, hands down to mat. Step it back. For my more advanced practitioners, if you want to do right foot floating, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Left leg to sky, inhale. Exhale, step it forward. Plant right heel down. Inhale to rise. This is 1 breath. Exhale, hands to mat. Vinyasa. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. 5 deep breaths. I always lose count of my breath. On your next inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, step, walker jump. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, bring the palms together. And then exhale, hands down to heart. Actually, we skipped that extra chair pose. Drop the hips back, sweep it up, inhale. Through the exhale, back to Tadasana, hands to heart. Slow the breath. Soften shoulders. Let the hands fall by the side. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Expand the rib cage, inhale. a slow open mouth exhale. Let it go. One more time, deep inhale. Let it go. Inhale, reach the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, fold. Nice and slow. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, slow and controlled. Bring it all the way to your butt. Plopping is welcomed. Controlling, whatever you do, however you get there. Reach the fingers, straight legs, reach the fingers towards the toes, and just slowly roll the spine down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Hands off to the side like a T. Bring your knees over your hips. Supine twist to close it out. Drop the knees to the right and take your gaze to your left. Say hello to my beautiful singing bowl. This is amazing. I love this thing. I just got it actually recently. It's a 12-inch singing bowl tuned to the note F, which is for the heart chakra. And you better believe I'm going to play this during this next 30 days. Inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale, drop the knees to the left as you look over to your right. This is a class to come back to if you need to warm up. You don't have to do this cool down section, but the sun salutations are always a great tool to warm up. I always recommend 3 to 4 of each, sun salutation A and sun salutation B. Inhale, bring it back to center. Pull the knees into the chest, take your forehead to your knees, deep, gracious inhale. And an exhale, 4. The pose we all come here for. Corpse pose, Shavasana. Palms open, eyes closed. Feel the bones melting, becoming heavier, less resistant to gravity. Giving away the control. Not even controlling the breath. Feeling the floor that is underneath you, supporting you. Feeling this beat in your chest. Feeling the breath influence the belly rising and falling. You are enough. You are strong. And you are worthy. Feel free to stay here on your mat in Shavasana for as long as you like. I'll leave you here. I thank you guys so much for joining me. Day 1 complete. Namaste.